Welcome back to Senior Health Stories, your trusted companion for living healthier and happier in your golden years. We're here to share expert tips, practical advice, and inspiring stories to help seniors thrive, no matter their age.
Have you ever thought that something as familiar as garlic, the same garlic you add to stir-fries, soups, or even mix with honey each morning, could actually cause serious harm if used the wrong way? It's not about anything complicated or rare. It's about small mistakes, tiny, easy-to-miss habits that can lead to very real consequences. A woman named Cheryl, age 67, left a comment that made me pause and read every word carefully. She wrote, "I always thought garlic was good, but I had no idea it could backfire. My mom, who's 73, still takes garlic every day for her blood pressure. After watching your video, I'm honestly worried." And Cheryl isn't alone. So many people, parents, uncles, aunts, maybe even you, believe that garlic is always good, without realizing that the body after 60 doesn't react like it did in your 30s or 40s. Many folks see garlic as a kind of natural miracle. They eat it raw in the morning, drink it with warm water, soak it in honey, or crush it into capsules. But here's what no one told them. If you're on blood thinners, if you're preparing for surgery, if you have stomach issues, diabetes, or if your garlic is stored the wrong way, then the health benefits you think you're getting could either vanish or, worse, actually make things more dangerous. Now, I'm not here to scare you, and I'm definitely not here to tell you to stop eating garlic. What I do want is to help you use it safely, wisely, and in a way that truly supports your health, just like you intended in the first place. What I'm about to share isn't theory. It comes from research, from feedback sent in by real people just like you, and from very real mistakes that have already happened to too many others. And if one person, just one, sleeps better tonight, has less stomach pain, or avoids an emergency room visit because of internal bleeding, then that alone is the reason why this video had to be made.
There's something I believe many people over 60 have quietly thought to themselves, but rarely said out loud. I didn't eat anything unusual. It was the same food I've always had. So why is my body acting strange? And sometimes the answer is garlic. That simple, familiar ingredient, the one we've trusted for years, can be the hidden reason behind reactions no one saw coming. Garlic is strong, really strong. It can thin your blood, lower your blood pressure, reduce inflammation, and fight off infections. But because it's powerful, if you take it at the wrong time or combine it with the wrong medication, it can quietly tip your body over the edge, especially as we age and our systems naturally slow down. One comment under our last video said it so honestly. I eat 2 raw garlic cloves every day, and I'm also on clopidogrel. Lately, I've noticed little bruises on my skin, even though I haven't bumped into anything. Now I realize maybe it's the garlic, and that person isn't alone. That's the voice of someone caught in the middle of a common misunderstanding, one that most people are never warned about. Most doctors won't ask you if you eat garlic daily. They'll ask about your prescriptions, your medical history, maybe recent surgeries. But very few will tell you this. If you're on blood thinners, eating raw garlic in the morning could prevent your blood from clotting in time, even from a minor injury. Many seniors only find this out after unexplained bruises, lightheaded spells, or nosebleeds that just won't stop.
What most people don't know is that garlic, when used the wrong way, can strongly interact with common medications like aspirin, warfarin, or metformin. Garlic isn't a neutral food. It has active compounds. That means it can affect your liver, change how your body absorbs medication, and either weaken or heighten the effects of the drugs you take daily.
I once read a story from a woman in Texas. She shared that she always ate garlic to help with blood pressure, a habit passed down from her mother. But recently, she started having mild stomach pain every morning. After removing a few foods one by one, she discovered the real cause: raw garlic on an empty stomach. She had never had stomach issues before, until that daily garlic routine. Many older adults rely on personal experience or tips passed down from family. But not all advice stays true with age, especially when you're taking medications, dealing with chronic health conditions, or facing the natural changes in digestion that come with getting older. What was fine at 45 might be harmful at 70. Now, I'm not trying to scare you, but I do believe you deserve to know the truth. Your body after 50 doesn't react the same way it used to. And if you've been taking something every day without checking if it's still safe for you, then maybe it's time to pause, reevaluate, and adjust. Not because garlic is bad, but because you deserve to use it the right way, in a way that's safe, smart, and supportive of your health today.
One of the biggest mistakes many people over 60 still make is believing that because garlic is natural, it must be safe, with no side effects, no medication conflicts. But here's the truth. If you're taking any kind of blood thinner, like warfarin, Plavix, clopidogrel, or aspirin, eating raw garlic every day can quietly increase your risk of internal bleeding, and you might never even realize it. One viewer left a very honest comment. "I'm on blood thinners and about to have a tooth pulled. I never once thought I should stop eating garlic. Thank you for the warning." It may sound simple, but that kind of comment is a wake-up call. Many health scares in older adults don't come from big accidents. They come from small, everyday things, like a single clove of raw garlic with dinner. When you're on blood thinners, your body loses its ability to clot quickly. That's the point. It helps prevent dangerous blood clots and strokes. But when you add raw garlic, which also stops platelets from clumping together, the effects are doubled. At that point, even something like bleeding gums, a nosebleed, or a minor fall could lead to bleeding that won't stop. Bruising spreads faster, blood pools under the skin, and in more serious cases, internal bleeding becomes a real danger. A U.S. study once documented a case of a man in his 60s who was on warfarin for atrial fibrillation. He never told his doctor he was also taking high-dose garlic supplements every day. After a simple tooth extraction, he bled non-stop for over 3 hours and had to be rushed to the hospital. His INR, the key blood clotting measure, was double the safe limit. The doctors eventually traced it back to the combination of garlic and blood thinners, a combination no one had been monitoring. What's even more concerning is this. Many older adults think side effects like that only happen if you overdo it or have a sensitive body. But in reality, just 2 cloves of raw garlic per day, along with a blood thinner, can send your INR soaring. And if it's not caught in time, it could lead to brain bleeds, stomach hemorrhages, or deep bruising, serious complications that could have been prevented with one simple step: reviewing your daily habits. So what should you do?
If you're taking any of the medications mentioned, it doesn't mean you have to give up garlic forever. But you do need to change how you use it. One viewer shared a smart approach. I soak garlic in vinegar, eat it with soft foods, and never eat it on an empty stomach. I also monitor my blood pressure and INR regularly. So far, no problems. That method makes sense. When garlic is cooked or soaked in vinegar, its most active compound, allicin, is reduced significantly. That means the blood thinning effect is weaker, while the health benefits are still there. Here's what matters most. First, let your doctor know if you eat garlic regularly, whether it's raw, cooked, or in supplement form. They can help you adjust your medication or monitor your INR levels over time. Second, avoid taking large amounts of raw garlic or garlic capsules unless your doctor says it's safe. Garlic used in cooking, when fully cooked, is generally much safer. But even then, don't suddenly increase the amount without guidance. Garlic isn't bad. Medication isn't bad. But combining the two without knowing the risks, that's where the real danger lies. Especially for those over 60, when our bodies don't adjust as easily and side effects can appear suddenly and without warning. So if you're seeing strange bruises, bleeding that won't stop, or unexplained dizziness, don't just blame it on age or the weather. Take a moment, look at what you've been using, and talk to your doctor about the mix of garlic and medication you're on. A simple conversation might prevent a serious complication, and that's something you can do, starting today. You might think that the more garlic you eat, the better it is for your health. But the truth? It's not that simple. Not everything follows the more is better rule, especially as we get older. After 60 or 65, the body doesn't tough it out the way it used to. Digestion slows down. The stomach becomes more sensitive, and small reactions that once seemed harmless can turn into real health issues if we're not paying attention. One young influencer once went viral for doing a garlic detox challenge, eating 20 raw cloves of garlic a day for a week. By day 5, she had a burned throat, chest pain, extreme fatigue, severe anemia, and ended up in the emergency room. And that was someone young, strong, and otherwise healthy. Now imagine what might happen if a retired man with high blood pressure or a woman in her 70s with a history of ulcers tried the same thing. One viewer shared a very honest experience. I used to eat 3 raw garlic cloves each morning to boost my immunity. After a few days, I had constant stomach pain. I never thought it was the garlic. But after watching your video, I cut it down to 1 clove and lightly cooked it. The pain stopped. That story is more common than you might think. Eating too much raw garlic, especially with an aging digestive system, can silently push your body past its limits without you realizing it. Here's why. Raw garlic contains allicin, a powerful compound known for its antibacterial properties. But in large amounts, allicin can irritate the delicate lining of your mouth, throat, and stomach. For people with digestive issues like ulcers, acid reflux, or irritable bowel syndrome, raw garlic can act like a trigger. It can cause throat burning, acid burps, prolonged stomach pain, and in severe cases, intestinal inflammation if used daily. What's even more dangerous is that for many people, the symptoms don't come all at once. They build up quietly, maybe a few sleepless nights, bloating, fatigue, until one day it all hits, and they realize the healthy habit they trusted has been silently working against their body. So what's the solution? You don't need to give up garlic, but you do need to use it wisely and in the right amount. For older adults, a safe amount is 1 to 2 cloves per day, no more, and never on an empty stomach. Here's a smart way to use garlic. Crush the garlic and let it sit for 10 minutes. That's how long it takes for the allicin to fully develop. Then lightly cook it, around 140 degrees Fahrenheit, 60 degrees Celsius, for 10 to 15 minutes. That gentle heat reduces the spiciness and irritation while still keeping the health benefits. Another helpful tip: pair garlic with healthy fats, like olive oil. When you mix garlic with good oils or eat it with soft, oily foods, your body absorbs the nutrients better. And the fat helps protect your stomach lining from allicin's strong effects. Here's a simple, senior-friendly way to enjoy garlic. Crush 1 clove, let it rest 10 minutes, mix it with a teaspoon of olive oil and a pinch of sea salt. Spread it on lightly toasted bread and enjoy it with breakfast or dinner. It's easy to digest, flavorful, and much gentler on the stomach. Remember, garlic is strong. And with strength comes responsibility. Just because something is natural doesn't mean it's harmless. And just because someone on the internet shared a health tip doesn't mean it's safe for you to copy. Every body is different. Every age brings different needs. And the real wisdom is not in using more or less. It's in listening to your body and adjusting with care. For someone young, raw garlic might be a fun experiment, but for someone older, it could be a real risk. So the most valuable thing you can do today is this: pause. Look at how you're using garlic, and choose a way that's safer, smarter, and more supportive for your body right now.
Many people believe that eating garlic every day helps strengthen the body, boost immunity, lower cholesterol, and support heart health. And to be fair, that belief isn't wrong. It's just only right when garlic is used at the right time. But there's one time that's especially sensitive, and it's one that many people overlook: right before any kind of medical procedure, big or small. A doctor at a major medical center in the US once shared a case that the entire surgical team will never forget. The patient was a 62-year-old man scheduled for a simple gallbladder removal, a routine laparoscopic surgery that normally takes about an hour. Everything looked fine. His blood clotting tests were normal, but as soon as the surgery began, something went wrong. The bleeding wouldn't stop. No matter what they tried, the blood just kept flowing, slow, steady, and uncontrollable. They had to abandon the procedure, switch to open surgery, and give him a blood transfusion. Afterward, when reviewing the case more closely, the man's family finally shared one detail. He had been taking 15 concentrated garlic pills every day for the past 2 weeks because someone told him it was good for blood pressure. That one habit, just garlic, changed everything. And sadly, this kind of story is not rare. Many older adults are never warned by their doctors or pharmacists that garlic, while natural, can thin your blood to dangerous levels.
Garlic doesn't just help with blood pressure. It also blocks platelet aggregation, meaning it prevents your blood from clotting the way it should. Now imagine adding age-related changes, plus medications like aspirin, vitamin E, or fish oil. That blood-thinning effect? It gets even stronger. One viewer left a comment after watching our video. "I'm scheduled for a tooth extraction, and I've been taking garlic daily. I had no idea I should stop." And that, right there, shows how serious the lack of public information is. Most people simply don't know. So what should you do if you have an upcoming medical procedure? The answer is simple and clear. If you're about to have any type of procedure, whether it's a tooth pulled, a biopsy, a colonoscopy, or major surgery, stop taking raw garlic, garlic pills, or any concentrated form at least 7 to 10 days before. That gives your body enough time to flush out the compounds in garlic that thin your blood, and helps ensure your procedure goes smoothly, safely, and without dangerous bleeding. And don't forget to tell your doctor, even if you're just eating garlic as part of your meals. Don't assume it's harmless. Some people have experienced uncontrolled bleeding after eating just a small amount of garlic the night before a routine exam. Think of your health, and also the safety of the doctors and nurses who are caring for you. Garlic is natural, but natural doesn't mean harmless. And in the wrong situation, at the wrong time, even one clove of garlic can lead to serious consequences. So please, know the risks, take a pause, and make the safest choice for your body. Some habits might seem harmless at first glance. In fact, they're often passed down as home remedies, trusted advice from parents or grandparents. But once you're over 50, especially when your stomach isn't as strong as it used to be, even a small detail can lead to lasting discomfort. And one of those details is eating garlic on an empty stomach. A lot of people believe garlic boosts immunity, so they eat it first thing in the morning,
before breakfast, thinking that's when it works best. But for many, especially older adults, this can actually backfire. Raw garlic, when it enters an empty stomach, stimulates the lining, increases stomach acid, and can irritate the protective mucosa. That leads to burning sensations, bloating, cramps, or even sharp stomach pain. Younger people might tolerate this for a while, but for those over 50, especially anyone who's had ulcers, Crohn's disease, acid reflux, or IBS, that irritation can turn into something much more serious. One viewer shared a very real experience. "I thought garlic would help my immunity, but after 2 weeks of taking it on an empty stomach, I developed severe acid reflux. Every morning after breakfast, I felt nauseous. My chest and throat burned." And this story, it's not unusual. It's just that no one ever told them garlic shouldn't be the first thing you put in your stomach, especially when your stomach is most sensitive right after waking up.
So instead of eating raw garlic right after getting up, try adding it to a regular meal, something that includes healthy carbs like rice, toast, or potatoes. You can also combine it with healthy fats like olive oil or a small amount of plant-based butter. That helps buffer the stomach lining and soften garlic's effects. If you still want to use garlic for health benefits, you can crush it, mix it with honey, or dilute it in warm water after a meal, not before. Another safer option is to roast the garlic, use it in cooking, or make a simple garlic-infused sauce. Heat helps reduce the sharp compounds that cause irritation, while still keeping many of the health benefits intact. And when it's cooked, your digestive system absorbs it more gently. Your body deserves care, not discomfort. So don't force it to tough it out. With a few small adjustments made at the right time and in the right way, garlic can still support your health without hurting your stomach in the process.
There's a silent and potentially deadly mistake many people make without realizing it: storing garlic the wrong way, especially garlic in oil left out at room temperature. A lot of folks like to make homemade garlic oil and leave it on the kitchen counter for easy use during meals. But what most don't know is this: that kind of environment is perfect for a dangerous bacteria to grow, one called botulinum. You can't smell it, you can't see it, you can't taste it. But once it starts producing toxins, it can cause muscle paralysis, trouble breathing, and, if not treated quickly, can even lead to death. What's truly alarming is that botulinum toxin doesn't change the smell or taste of the oil, so there's no way to tell if it's been contaminated. And for older adults, whose immune systems are often weaker and whose bodies may not react as quickly, even a tiny amount of this toxin can seriously damage the nervous system. That's why the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, has made it clear: garlic in oil should never be left at room temperature for more than 2 hours. So what's the solution? If you enjoy garlic-infused oil, always store it in the refrigerator and make sure to use it up within 1 week. Never leave homemade garlic oil sitting out on the dining table all day. It's not just a seasoning, it's a potential risk if mishandled. A safer and more delicious option is this: roast a few cloves of garlic lightly, mash them, and mix with a tablespoon of fresh olive oil. Then use it right away during your meal. It brings great flavor and keeps your food safe. When you store garlic the right way, you not only keep its benefits, you also protect your health and peace of mind. Sometimes just a small change in the kitchen can make a big difference in how safe and well you feel every day.
Many people believe garlic is good for diabetes because it can help lower blood sugar. And that belief is true, but it's not the whole story. If you're taking diabetes medications like insulin or metformin, adding garlic to your meals may lower your blood sugar faster than expected. And the effects aren't always mild. A sudden drop in blood sugar can lead to symptoms like dizziness, shaky hands, cold sweats, or even fainting, especially if you're hungry or just finished some light activity. One viewer shared a powerful story. "I take garlic regularly to support my health, but I started feeling shaky and dizzy whenever I got hungry. After a blood test, my doctor said I was having hypoglycemia. I never thought garlic could be the cause, but once I stopped, the symptoms went away." This kind of story isn't rare, especially among older adults who are managing long-term diabetes with medication. Here's what's happening. Garlic increases insulin sensitivity, which is a good thing. But if you're already taking medications that lower blood sugar and you don't adjust your food intake or check your glucose often, that good thing can quickly become a real danger. Your body might not have enough sugar left to function properly. And as we age, the signs of low blood sugar become harder to notice. They sneak up quietly. So if you're currently taking diabetes meds, avoid eating raw garlic on an empty stomach. And don't take garlic supplements without food. It's best to enjoy garlic as part of a full meal, ideally one that includes carbohydrates and healthy fats, which can help slow the drop in blood sugar. And most importantly, keep an eye on your glucose throughout the day, especially a few hours after meals that include garlic. If garlic is a regular part of your routine, talk to your doctor about it. Not because garlic is dangerous, but because your health deserves careful attention and balance. A little conversation now can help you avoid complications later and keep you safe while still enjoying the benefits garlic has to offer.
By now, you might be wondering, should I stop eating garlic altogether? The answer is no. Garlic is still a powerful, natural food, but only when used the right way, in the right amount, and in a way that matches your personal health needs. Especially after age 50, everything our body does demands a bit more care and balance. For most older adults, the safest and most effective amount is about 1 to 2 cloves of garlic per day, taken with a main meal. Avoid eating garlic on an empty stomach. Avoid taking high-dose garlic pills long-term without medical supervision. Too much garlic can backfire, causing stomach ulcers, dangerously low blood pressure, or issues with blood clotting. How you prepare garlic matters too. The best way? Crush it and let it sit for 10 minutes before using. That short waiting time helps release allicin, the main compound that gives garlic its health-boosting power. From there, you can lightly cook it or mix it with olive oil to make it easier on your digestion and easier for your body to absorb. If you have a sensitive stomach, you might want to try black garlic, a naturally fermented version that's milder, easier to tolerate, and packed with antioxidants. Another option that many older adults in the US enjoy is Persian-style pickled garlic, also known as seer torshi. It's gentler in taste, easy to eat, and lasts a long time when stored properly. And for those who just can't tolerate fresh garlic, high-quality garlic powder from a reliable source can be a reasonable alternative, as long as you pay attention to how much you use and where it comes from. The goal isn't to fear garlic, but to use it wisely, with respect for your body's current needs.
You've lived through more than half a century. You've made it through tough times, maybe even spent nights in the hospital without warning, or stared at a sudden spike in your blood pressure with no idea why. That means you deserve to know how to take care of yourself in a way that's practical, not expensive, starting with something as simple as learning how to use garlic the right way. I'm not here to call garlic a miracle cure, and I'm not telling you to avoid it either. What I want to emphasize is this: even the most natural,
most common foods can hurt you if you use them the wrong way, especially when your body is changing with age. And when you truly understand that, you don't just protect your own health, you help your spouse, your friends, your siblings, the people in your life who may still be confused by all the mixed health advice out there. Your doctor might never tell you that garlic oil left on the counter can lead to nerve damage, or that raw garlic can worsen ulcers. But these everyday facts, shared at the right time with the right person, can help someone sleep better, breathe easier, and most importantly, feel stronger each morning when they wake up. If you've learned something new today, I hope you'll share this video with someone you care about. Someone who's on heart medication, someone managing diabetes, someone who still believes the more garlic the better. One small share could protect someone's health or even save a life. And if you're someone who uses garlic every day, I'd love to hear from you. How are you using it? Are you also on medication? Is there another food you'd like me to cover next? I read every single comment, and you are the reason I keep making these videos. Not just to inform, but to walk with you. Because after 60, the most important thing isn't just knowledge. It's knowing someone's there, reminding you. Your health can still get better. Starting with the smallest of things.